Well, hello, welcome to my channel, Your Choice 466. I am your host, The Last Poet Left. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
This is your host, The Last Poet Left, and today, we're pulling back the veil on something that's hiding in plain sight. But before we dive in, let me ask you, what if the world you're living in is just a new chapter in an ancient story? One where kings never truly vanished, they just swapped crowns for corporate logos. What if slave owners didn't disappear, but became stockholders overseeing a digital plantation that keeps us working, consuming, and scrolling endlessly? Welcome to the dead internet theory. But this isn't just about fake accounts and AI scripts. This theory is only the latest evolution of a control system that started long before the first computer ever booted up. Imagine if the same bloodlines that once sat on gilded thrones figured out that it's easier to rule from behind a desk, hidden behind screens, using digital chains instead of iron ones. The kings of old, they've become CEOs, executives, and shadowy figures we never see, but whose influence we feel in every click, every view, and every transaction. So, what does that make the internet? Think about it. If the rulers of history perfected the art of controlling bodies, why wouldn't they move on to mastering minds? And if they could turn humans into resources on physical plantations, why not do the same on digital ones? Maybe that's what we're dealing with here, a new kind of ownership. Instead of owning land and labor, they own data and attention. Instead of chains and whips, they use algorithms and notifications. And instead of slaves picking cotton, we're just consumers producing loosh, endlessly scrolling through an artificial reality that never truly satisfies. Ever wonder why every time you log on, the content feels hollow, like it's trying too hard to keep you engaged, yet somehow misses the mark? Why comment sections sound repetitive, opinions seem copy-pasted, and trends flare up and die out overnight? What if it's all just a game to keep you trapped in a low-energy state, producing clicks and cash for corporations, and producing loosh for something darker? What if the kings of today still need a kind of tribute, not in gold or grain, but in the very essence of your focus, your energy, your emotion? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? That what started as an invisible chain around our bodies is now an invisible cage around our minds. But maybe the real trick in just controlling what we think, it's controlling who we think we are. If they could erase the past, they'd erase the old masters, the old rebels, and leave us chasing phantoms online, fighting shadows while the real strings are pulled from high-rise towers and corporate boardrooms. So, here's a question. If the internet is dead, who killed it? Was it tech giants, shadow governments, or something even older? Maybe this isn't just about profit. Maybe the ones behind it don't care about money at all. Maybe they're the same bloodlines that built the pyramids, waged world wars, and colonized continents, now waging a new kind of war for your mind. And if that's true, what's the end game? Why build a world of bots and fake people? Why replace authentic human voices with AI scripts and automated feeds? It makes you wonder, are we watching a digital genocide of real human interaction? Could the internet itself be the final battlefield, where flesh and blood humans are being quietly replaced by coded replicas? What happens when all the real voices are gone? When the only ones left speaking are artificial? Maybe that's the point, to create a world where all conversations are controlled, where dissent is simulated and snuffed out before it begins. But for what purpose? To keep us asleep? To keep us docile? Or could it be about sustaining something that feeds on the remnants of our despair, keeping us chasing hollow dreams and false connections? And what about the archons, the cosmic puppet masters of ancient lore? The Gnostics warned us about them centuries ago. Beings that don't just want your body, but your very soul. What if, behind the screen, behind the code, something else is watching? Something that uses this dead internet as a kind of feeding ground, a digital hunting ground, where emotions are harvested like crops. What if it's not just a control system, but a farm for loosh, for energy, for life itself? So the question becomes, who's at the top of this digital pyramid? Are the CEOs and tech moguls just modern-day pharaohs, overseeing a system designed to keep you locked in place? Or are they simply middle managers in a much older hierarchy, one where kings, priests, and now corporations all serve the same masters? Maybe the dead internet theory isn't about the internet at all. Maybe it's about us, about turning humanity into a resource, a product, a commodity to be farmed. And if that's true, how do we fight back? How do you unplug from a system that's built to keep you chasing illusions? How do you free yourself when you can't even tell if the people you're talking to are real? Maybe the trick isn't to break out, but to break through, to recognize that the real world isn't on these screens at all. Maybe it's in every conversation you have face to face, every moment of genuine human connection. Because if the internet is dead, then the alive moments are the most dangerous thing to those who want you trapped. But is it that simple? Or are we already too far gone? In the end, the greatest question is this: if the kings became CEOs, and the slave owners became stockholders, then who are we? And who, if anyone, is truly free? This has been your host, the last poet left. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and ask yourself, if the internet's dead, then who's still watching?